Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is my coverage of the Marvel announcements that came out of D23 this year. So Marvel dropped a few teaser trailers to Werewolf by Night and Secret Invasion. So Werewolf by Night is going to be the Halloween special coming out this year. And we've known about Werewolf by Night for a while now, but we haven't really seen anything or heard about anything up until this point. So they dropped a little bit of a teaser trailer for it, and I gotta say it looks kind of interesting. So it's going to be in black and white. It's kind of like a throwback to the old Universal monster movies, and kind of has this like midnight grindhouse horror thriller type of thing going on. I'm not sure if that's just the editing style for the trailer, or if that's going to be the general feel of the special. And I don't really know how long it's going to be either. It's a Halloween special. I don't know if that's like movie length, if that's like an hour long. So we got Gael Garcia Bernal as Jack Russell, aka Werewolf by Night. And so from the trailer, it appears that this old lady gathers a group of these hunters to kind of see who becomes the monster at night. So it sort of reminds me of the original House on Haunted Hill, kind of, where you're gathering a group of these people late at night and seeing who survives till the morning, right? So it kind of has that kind of old horror thriller feel going on. I hope the werewolf effects look good, because it is a Halloween special, I think made just for Disney Plus, and they didn't really show the werewolf. They kind of just like show shadows and like little bits of his fur kind of like hidden. So I hope the werewolf effects look pretty good. Honestly, it kind of reminded me of the Benicio del Toro, the Wolfman movie. I kind of got a little bit of that, like with him being in the cage and stuff. So that kind of seems interesting. I think the whole movie might just be in black and white, unless that's just a style for the trailer. So I'm not really sure. But I don't know anything about this character. I don't know who Werewolf by Night is. I don't know. A lot of people are talking Elsa Bloodstone. I don't know who that is either. So I'm not really sure what to expect from this special just yet. I just hope that, because it is a Halloween special, that it has the kind of scares and thrills that we're looking for, especially from a movie called Werewolf by Night. So, hopefully we'll get another kind of trailer or another look at it, get some more information on it before it comes out, and just over a month. So, it looks interesting. We'll see. So we also got our first trailer for Secret Invasion, which starts off with Nick Fury coming back to Earth, because of course at the end of Far From Home we saw him in the post-credit scene. He was off Earth, and in No Way Home they even mentioned that Nick Fury is off-world, so he's coming back to Earth. And we get Maria Hill back, and she's like, asking him why he wasn't returning her calls and stuff. And, Fury just says that, it's different this time, and he's alluding to the Skrull invasion that's going to happen. So we get a little glimpse of Rhodey. I wonder if this will kind of show him or set him up for the Armor Wars show. I'm not really sure. They did kind of officially announce the Armor Wars with a new logo, and I think they're going to start filming next year, and it'll be released. So I think Armor Wars is going to be one of those projects on the Phase 6 slate where they had like the 3 movies and then like a bunch of empty slots. I think Armor Wars is going to go in there, so I think they're going to start shooting next year. So hopefully maybe this will kind of set up his character for the Armor Wars show. We also get a glimpse of Martin Freeman back as Everett Ross, and of course we last saw him in Black Panther. He was in Captain America Civil War, and he's like works for the CIA, so not sure what's going on here. Is he going to be like a Skrull or something? I think it's interesting to bring his character back if it's not going to have like an important role. And then we get Emilia Clarke and Olivia Colman are joining the show. Not really sure what their roles are, what they're going to do. So I don't really know. Hopefully they'll bring something to the show. There was a cool scene in like a restaurant with Talos like kind of threatening or interrogating somebody, and then like all of the restaurant guests in the back like shapeshift into that guy. And so it's just kind of like another hint that like the Skrull invasion is coming. So I thought that was a pretty cool scene from the trailer. So this looks pretty cool. It kind of seems like maybe a kind of like side spin off of the Captain Marvel movie. I wonder if this is gonna like at all tie into the Marvels movie coming out next year. I wonder if it's gonna there's gonna be any tie-ins, like what does Captain Marvel know about this Skrull invasion, or what's going on, or was she and Fury hanging out in space and now he's back. So hopefully that'll tie in, because I think at the end of WandaVision, a Skrull comes to recruit Monica, and she says, Fury wants her in space. And so I'm hoping, threads and things are going to kind of start to get tied up a little bit. The Marvel Disney Plus series has been a little hit and miss so far, so I'm really hoping this show is going to be really good and kind of on the level of the MCU movies. So back at Comic-Con, they announced the Thunderbolts movie, and we didn't really know. A lot of people were speculating what the lineup's going to be. Well, now we have the official lineup for the Thunderbolts. So we got Yelena leading the team, we got Red Guardian, we got Bucky Barnes, aka Winter Soldier, we have U.S. Agent John Walker, we have Taskmaster and Ghost from AntMan and the Wasp. And then, of course, we have Valentina kind of being like the Nick Fury, kind of in charge of the whole group, setting everything up. So we don't have Zemo and we don't have Abomination, which are a lot of speculations that people had of who might be on the team. We know Zemo hates like super soldiers, like that was his whole thing in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, was trying to get rid of the super soldier serum. So I don't think he would want to really work on a team that has like 3 super soldiers on it. And I think in She-Hulk, we're wrapping up the Abomination storyline. So it kind of makes sense that, now that we've kind of seen things, it kind of makes sense why they're not on the team. We do got 3 characters from the Black Widow movie, Yelena, Red Guardian, and Taskmaster. So it's kind of like a Black Widow reunion and maybe kind of connected to that part of the Marvel universe and world. So I think that's pretty cool. I love Yelena. Always want to see more Yelena. And I really enjoyed Red Guardian in Black Widow also. Taskmaster, that's kind of an odd choice. The character, I don't think, was well done in the movie, and it wasn't well received by fans because they did a lot of changes. And it's the same actress coming back, but it's like so much of it is just a stunt double. Like it could just be anybody. And the power set of Taskmaster really isn't much different from most of the other people on the team, so it seems kind of an odd choice to bring back Taskmaster. I think we knew for sure U.S. Agent was going to be on the team because he was like the first recruited by Valentina, so that kind of makes sense. And also Yelena, we know she was working for her as well, so those made sense. Bucky being on the team is a little interesting because I thought we were kind of moving away from his Winter Soldier persona, and so I'm curious of what he's going to bring him into the team or not, because he's stepping away from Sam Wilson, and I think that's because we want Sam Wilson to kind of stand on his own as Captain America. So we're putting Bucky in a different part of the MCU and getting him out of the Captain America world. That's kind of still an interesting choice, way to go with Bucky. I am surprised to see Red Guardian back, though, and also the return of Ghost, who we haven't seen since like Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is kind of a lot of movies ago. But at last we saw her, I thought she was like getting cured at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. So like, does she still have her powers? Can she still like phase through things? Because that's really cool and really the only power set that sets her apart from the other characters on the Thunderbolts. They're going to need to reintroduce the character a little bit, just because I don't think Ghost made a huge impression from that movie. And that movie isn't really one of the more beloved of the MCU movies. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the Ghost character. I think the one thing I would say about this lineup is that it's a little bit underpowered. U.S. Agent, Red Guardian, Bucky, they're just super soldiers. I mean, Bucky has a vibranium arm, which is cool, but they're just super soldiers. So essentially they have the same power sets that Captain America had, which is still great. Red Guardian, I guess, has a similar shield. I mean, so it's still great, but dynamically that doesn't look as well in fights. It might all look the same. And Yelena is just a human spy, and like I said, Taskmaster has, maybe she can mimic people's fighting skills, but that's not also it wasn't well utilized in the Black Widow movie. And Ghost does have some pretty cool powers, so that could be cool. So I think the team could have used like an Abomination, or even like White Vision from the end of WandaVision could have been really cool. Somebody just a little bit more superpowered that could take on the Avengers, because I don't think this team as it is could take on the Avengers. I know this is kind of like Marvel's version of Suicide Squad, but even like the first Suicide Squad had like, Crocodile Man and the Inferno Man, and the second one had Polka Dot Man, who turned out to be very useful and had cool powers too. So I think this team is a little bit underpowered. So I think the movie's going to need to do a lot of work to kind of separate everybody's different fighting styles and make it really unique and not just looking like everybody's doing the same thing. So that's kind of like my only criticism of this lineup of the Thunderbolts. But I don't really know the Thunderbolts from the comics, so I'm not really sure what this movie's going to be about. So I guess we'll just hope and see that it's going to be good. A lot of these, some of these characters have been on the Disney Plus shows. Hopefully they can, do well in the cinematic world of the movies. So other than those two trailers, Marvel did drop a few new informations about some upcoming projects that we already knew about. So they kind of gave a little bit more on what's going to be going on in AntMan and the Wasp Quantumania. So we got some new information there and they showed some footage at D23, but it hasn't been made public yet, according to some people on Twitter that saw it. Some of the footage consists of Scott and Cassie in the quantum realm and having to escape Kang. So that's kind of interesting. And the director, Peyton Reed, actually said this: "The energy is so much, and yes, kicking off the Phase 5 is really exciting for us, because we're the Ant-Man movies. It's our third movie, it's a trilogy now, but there are things going to happen in this movie that will change the Marvel Cinematic Universe permanently, and it's fun to see Scott Lang at the center of this huge change." So there's a couple things to take away from this quote. First off, Ant-Man and the Wasp is officially kicking off Phase 5, which I think they did reveal at Comic-Con, but it's nice to get a confirmation that that will be the first movie and that it will lead into Avengers Kang Dynasty also. Second, this movie is going to have a lot of big repercussions on the MCU going forward because of the quantum realm, because this is the multiverse saga, because we're going to get Kang. So this is going to be an important movie. So it's going to be very different from the other Ant-Man movies where they really haven't had much effect on the MCU going forward. This one's going to have a big effect on the MCU. So that's pretty exciting. I'm interested in seeing Jonathan Majors as Kang. I really liked what he did at the end of Loki, playing He Who Remains. So I think he's going to do a great job. I want to see how he looks. I think they had some concept art, but I'm really excited to see what he's going to bring to the role. I'm curious to see how Cassie Lang is going to fit into all this, getting her own suit and working with Scott and Hope and everything. And apparently she's going to be the reason they get stuck, or the reason they kind of meet up with Kang or something. So I'm curious as to how that's all going to play out. I really liked the first Ant-Man movie. I thought the second one was okay, so I really hope this one's going to be even better. Also, Michelle Pfeiffer, who plays Janet Van Dyne, said that this movie is going to be darker than the other Ant-Man films, which I like. I want it to be a little bit more, darker and a little more serious and just have that real weight of effect on the MCU. I love that Michelle Pfeiffer's coming back. I really like seeing her in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I love Michael Douglas as Hank Pym, so I'm glad they're both coming back for this as well. So yeah, I'm more excited about this movie than I was before. It's still not my most anticipated movie, but I think this news and this information is getting me a little bit more excited, knowing what to expect coming out of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So it's going to be a big game changer. But I think they also said that about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and that kind of was not very good. So hopefully this movie will be really good. So we also got some new information about Captain America New World Order. We get a new logo for Captain America New World Order, which I think looks really cool. It feels less like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier logo and more like Sam Wilson is Captain America. And I think that's really a good choice for the movie and the identity of the movie. So this movie is going to be about Sam kind of dealing with how to be Captain America, how to be a leader and what it means to lead the team, and his kind of struggle. So I'm really glad that we're getting a good arc for Sam. I thought he had a pretty decent arc in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm glad that we're continuing that, and he just hasn't just accepted being Captain America, and he's just super amazing at it. He's gonna struggle a little bit. He's gonna kind of find his fit into the role. So I kind of like that. There was also a few new casting announcements. So returning from Falcon and the Winter Soldier is Danny Ramirez, who played the soldier Torres, and he's going to be the new Falcon replacement. And then we also get the return of Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley, who was the guy that, the first black man to have the super soldier serum and then kind of got pushed to the side. And so I thought he did a great job in the show. So I'm really excited to see him back. I love Carl Lumley. He was in a Disney Channel original movie called The Color of Friendship. I watched it a couple years ago. Doesn't quite hold up, but his performance is great. And I really liked him in Supergirl, and I thought he did wonderful in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I'm really glad to see him back and to see what we're going to do with that character also going forward. And then some new character announcements. Shira Haas will be playing the Israeli superheroine Sabra, whom I'm not familiar with, but we'll see. I think that's cool that we have this different type of superhero coming in. Also, we're going to get returned to the MCU of Tim Blake Nelson as Dr. Samuel Stearns, aka the Leader, and I think they said that the Leader is going to be the villain of this movie. We last saw him in the Incredible Hulk movie, where they kind of teased at the end that he was turning into the Leader. So it's kind of been a long time coming of his return, but I think it's pretty cool. I like that we just brought back the Abomination, and now we're going to bring back the Leader. I like that Marvel is kind of embracing the Incredible Hulk movie, even though they replaced Edward Norton. I think they're taking out some of the good stuff that was set up in that movie and bringing it back. So I think that's really cool. I just did a review of that movie, and I really like the Incredible Hulk. So I still think that maybe they should bring back Betty Ross at some point, but we'll see. So it's going to be interesting to kind of catch up with the Leader all these years later, see what he's been doing, and why is he going to be the villain now? What has he been doing since the Incredible Hulk, last 15 years? So that's going to be kind of interesting. So this is some good news for Captain America New World Order. I really like that title, New World Order. I think that kind of really is going to set the tone for what the movie's going to be, and for Sam Wilson stepping up as Captain America. So this is some good news, kind of get you a little excited for the movie. And we also got a little bit of news about the Marvels. We didn't get much, but what we know is it's going to be a kind of an action-adventure comedy. I think they said there's going to be some maybe music in there. Apparently they did show some footage at D23, which kind of shows that the movie picks up right where the end credits of Ms. Marvel were, with Captain Marvel in Kamala's bedroom, and Kamala waking up in space next to Goose the Cat. So we get the return to Goose the Cat, who's also a Flurkin. So that's good. I loved Goose the Cat. Carol and Monica are going to have a fight in Kamala's living room. And Monica's going to get a new suit upgrade, which I think we all expected. And she's going to be trained by Nick Fury, which again, I think that ties into the post-credit scene of WandaVision. And so we're finally getting caught up on all these post-credit scenes. And then, like I said, maybe Fury will then have to leave to go to Secret Invasion. So hopefully that'll tie in with that. And the plot of the movie is going to be about Carol, Monica, and Kamala all trading places and teleporting every time that they use their powers. And they're going to need to team up to fix it. Not sure what's causing them to switch places all the time. It could be whoever the big villain is going to be. But I'm pretty excited for this movie because I really loved Captain Marvel in Endgame, and I love the Ms. Marvel show, and I really liked Monica Rambeau in WandaVision, so I'm really excited for this movie. I'm really excited to see Kamala team up with them. I'm just still a little bit confused on Kamala's powers and how they are going to sort of tie in with the Captain Marvel and Monica's power sets and everything, because in the show she has the bangle and that unlocks her powers from the Noor dimension or something. But also she doesn't have the same powers as other people from the Noor dimension, and also she's kind of a mutant, and so they kind of were all over the place with her power set in the show. And so I hope we can maybe get more of a finite answer of where her powers come from and why they work and how that relates to Captain Marvel. So I also hope we get to see Kamala's family, because I really loved them from the show, and I think we're going to get to see them at least a little bit in this movie. So yeah, that's a little bit new information that we had, and I'm very excited for this movie. It's my most anticipated movie of Phase 5, and it comes out next year, so I can't wait. And then a couple other little news that Marvel dropped is, of course, they had a presentation for the Daredevil, Reborn Again show, Echo, Ironheart, so they're kind of still promoting all of these other shows. They have a new logo for Daredevil, Born Again, which looks really cool. I don't think they've confirmed whether or not this is continuing from the Marvel Netflix series or if this is a brand new iteration. It says Reborn Again, is that just like a metaphor, or is that like literal, or what's going on there? But the logo looks pretty cool. And then I like the Ironheart logo they had with like the little welding. It looked like she was like welding her own armor and stuff. So that was pretty cool. And of course we'll meet Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, coming out pretty soon. So we'll get a little bit more of her and kind of that. And then they also kind of brought the cast out of Echo and kind of, I think, maybe said a little bit more about that show. And that we know the Kingpin's going to be in it and everything. And so they're kind of just trying to promote the shows that they know are coming out. And they didn't really announce any new projects because they have so much projects already in development that they're still trying to promote. I know a lot of people really wanted or were hoping for the Fantastic Four casting. They did officially announce the director, which was leaked a couple weeks ago. But no casting information came out, nothing about the X-Men or anything kind of big. So there's just kind of a little bit more information about projects that we already knew about and promoting projects that are upcoming soon. So, you know, I know a lot of people were upset by, you know, some of the things that didn't happen, but overall I think it's still really good news that came out of D23. Still kind of gets me excited and hopeful that the next phase, Phase 5, will be much better than Phase 4, and hopefully the shows will get a lot better too. So I'm pretty excited about Marvel still. I'm looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the Marvels, Secret Invasion, but I'm surprised they didn't actually show any footage of Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, because that is coming out at the end of the year as well. And I mean, they showed Werewolf by Night, the Halloween special. Why wouldn't they show the holiday special? So that was a little bit interesting choice. Maybe they're just trying to promote Werewolf by Night first, and then they'll promote the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special after that. But so anyway, I'm still pretty excited about all of this. Let me know what you guys think down below. Were you hoping for more announcements? Or are these announcements that they have, did they excite you? Are you really looking forward to Quantumania or the Marvels or Secret Invasion? Or are you somebody looking forward to Werewolf by Night? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button if you like the video, and stay tuned every week for reviews of She-Hulk. And until next time, bye.